Are you shocked to discover the dark truth Disney never told you about Bambi? Disney's Bambi is based on a novel. The Nazis banned it and burned it in 1935. Most people think Bambi is a gentle story about growing up. It isn't. It's a story about being hunted for existing. And you know, the man who wrote it watched the world prove him right while his story was turned into something softer, and his name slowly disappeared from it. In 1923, an Austrian Jewish writer named Felix Sultan published a novel called Bambi, A Life in the Woods. Not for children, for adults. This forest isn't magical. It's quiet. Too quiet. Because every animal in it is listening for something they call only he, the human hunter. They don't understand him. They can't reason with him. They don't even know why he kills. They only know one thing. If he sees you, you disappear. Disney gave you a moment. A single gunshot. Clean. Distant. But in the original, death doesn't arrive once. It comes in waves. Hunters move through the forest. Gunfire doesn't stop. Animals don't escape heroically. They panic. They scatter. They die. And Bambi doesn't get a goodbye. No final words. No last moment. Just one line. He never sees his mother again. No closure, just absence. But, you know, that's not what changes the story. There's a character you were never shown. His name is Gobo. Gobo is shot, left in the snow, forgotten. And then, well, something unexpected happens. A human finds him, takes him in, feeds him, heals him, protects him. For the first time, the thing they fear most shows kindness. When Gobo returns to the forest, he's different. He isn't afraid anymore. He tells the others, humans are not dangerous. If you trust them, they are good. And for a moment you almost believe him. Then another hunter sees him. Doesn't know him, doesn't care. Pulls the trigger. Gobo dies believing he was safe. That is the story that didn't make it into the film. Because it suggests something uncomfortable. That kindness doesn't change power. That one person choosing mercy doesn't change what the system does to you next. Disney replaced Gobo with Thumper the rabbit. There's another scene that quietly disappeared. 2 autumn leaves cling to a branch as winter approaches. They talk about what happens when they fall, whether there is anything after, whether any of this meant something. And then the wind comes, and they're gone. Near the end of the novel, Bambi finds a human. Dead. Still. Alone in the forest. And the old stag says quietly, "Look carefully." He lies there just as we do. For a moment, the hunter and the hunted are the same. In 1935, the Nazis banned the book. They burned it along with Sultan's other work, not because it was about deer, but because of what it reflected. A world where something powerful hunts you, and you don't get to ask why. In 1933, the film rights were sold for $1,000. At a time when Europe was becoming unstable and the future was uncertain. Those rights changed hands and eventually reached Walt Disney. In 1942, the film was released. Soft, beautiful, safe. It became one of the most beloved animated films ever made. At the same time, Sultan had fled Austria. He was living in exile in Switzerland. He had lost his home, lost his work as a journalist. He watched his story reach the world from a small apartment in a country that was not his own. Most of the audience never knew his name. He died in 1945, in exile. The people who banned the book recognized something in it. The version that reached the world quietly removed it. And what remains is a story almost everyone thinks they understand. But very few have actually seen. Disney didn't just change the tone. They changed what the story feels like. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Disney didn't just change the ending. They erased the author. Episode 15 is coming, and the next story is even further from the version you were told. Like, share and follow for more dark truths.